Hello and welcome back. My name is Gary C and this is my fourth Funko collection video. If you'd like to see the rest of them, I'll put a link in the description below. There is a My Collections playlist which has my Mickey Mouse stuff. It has my Disney pins up to a certain point. There are loads of Disney pins in here which I need to show you. But first, let's do the Funko Pops, and there are plenty to show, so let's get on with it. I think we'll start with something from Disney's 100th celebration. I got the whole set for Christmas. This is Walt Disney on the train. Then we have Steamboat Willie. Very, very nice. I'll put those there. And they all interconnect as well. Then we have Darth Vader. So it's something from all of the different IP sort of sectors. You have Miles Morales, and also, I don't know if Miles Morales is the next one. Oh yeah, and the last one is Woody on the Luxor Ball. How cool is that? So I have all of those. Being a huge Mickey Mouse fan, it would be rude not to have any more Mickey Mouse Pops. So I have this little candy cone. This reminds me of Still a Pumpkin, if you know, you know. This is a really nice one. It glows in the dark as well, which is quite rare for me to get glow in the dark ones. Three Musketeers. Cool. Disney 100. Old school with the new school. I had to have this. I do actually have the Disney 100 Walt Disney as well, but he will be in my icons section. I've planned this out. This isn't just all thrown together, you know. Then they've got Pilot Mickey, which, you know, when I saw him, do you know what would be ideal if he was doing that? But, you know, you got to take what you can get. On the back, it's got the I Flew on the Mouse, like a little certificate, which is really cool. One of my favourites, Chocolate Mickey Mouse. I really love this one. I love it so much. How can these like little plastic things bring me so much joy? Then another Disney 100. This is, they're called like Facet, which basically means it's like all diamondy, like there's no smooth surface. Again, a very, very special one. And I love Sorcerer Mickey, as many of you know. So when I saw this, I was just a bit like, do I? How much is it? And then I sort of put some money aside and eventually buckled. Moving on to the Disney ones, as I call them. Minnie Mouse. The Pride Minnie Mouse. Very special. And 50th anniversary Walt Disney Carousel Minnie Mouse. I do love a carousel, so this was right up my street. I saw it and I was instantly there. Another 50th anniversary. Pluto on the People Mover. The People Mover reminds me of my friend Adam because it's one of his favourite rides. I don't know if it still is, but for a long time it was his favourite ride. So I just picture him sitting on it watching the world go by when he used to work at Disney World. Running out of breath. Kronk, but not just any Kronk. My light just went off. How dare you? Are we going to do the rest of the video without the light? I think we are. Kronk, Angel and Devil. It'd be great if you could get like shoulder plush of these that you could just walk around the parks. But let me show you them. I love these so much. These are two of my favourites. Speaking of two of my favourites, Chip and Dale, of course. How could I not have Funkos of these? I don't know why it took me so long to get these, because I just wanted Chip and Dale as they normally are, without outfits on and stuff. But yeah, these are a perfect addition to my collection. Back on that Disney 100 grind, here is Oswald the Lucky Rabbit, one of Disney's... in fact, I think it is Disney's first character. I saw him in Disneyland last year with my friend Adam, and he was in the parade and I was wearing bunny ears and stuff. So that he's like a lot of them, there's like a memory attached to him. So I had to get Oswald when I got home. What are we next? Stitch. Halloween Stitch, and he has a little mask. Like, how cute is that? And he glows in the dark, which he's been behind other pops, so I haven't seen him. But when I do my new display, I'm hoping to put some of the glowy ones at the front. Oh no, maybe not, because I don't want their little eyes looking at me in the dark, like, let us out. No. Jack Skellington and the Blacklight Sally. That's a very standard Blacklight Jack Skellington, but that is very special Sally. I do love The Nightmare Before Christmas. Do I have the Blacklight Jack as well? I don't know. It will be in the other collection videos. Who can say? I do have an app, the official Funko app. You can log all of your collection, so you can work out which ones you have and which ones you don't. Even though I have discovered a duplicate in my collection, which I have no idea how that has happened, but it has. I'll show you that in a minute. Dumbo. Very Nico special. Look at that. His little rubber-dub-dub in the tub. Alice in Sadness. I'm a big fan of Sadness. Inside Out is one of my favourite films, and I'm really looking forward to Inside Out 2. Should I have waited to see if they do Inside Out 2 pops and they'd be a lot cheaper than the original Inside Out? Yes, but I did get a deal on this on Vinted, so I'm not too mad. And also, I really love her. Like, the point in the film when Joy is dragging her along the floor, I just was like, girl, I feel you. I feel you being dragged on the floor. I'm a huge fan of Christmas and the festivities surrounding it. And I'm also a big fan of the Muppets. So it's not surprising that I own these. And what's really cool is that you get a little you get a little Tiny Tim and a tiny little Rizzo the Rat with Gonzo and Kermit, which I think is just perfection. You can't get any more perfect for a Christmas Carol fan than that. The other ones you can get are Marley Brothers, Mrs. Cratchit Piggy, but it's not a good pop, Scrooge and Fozziwig. Well, they're not really good. These were the best of the bunch, and I'm really pleased with them. Peter Pan! Peter Pan with a flute, and Captain Hook being Captain Hook. What more do you want? I really, really like this. I don't know why, but Peter Pan was never really like a thing for me until I started going to the parks, and then seeing him about and seeing him and Hook and interacting with Hook on the Disney cruise ship and that. I just like had to get these because they feel like some of my characters now. But before I wasn't really attached to them, but now I really like them. And when I see like Peter walking around and that, I'm just like, it's Peter Pan. So yeah, these have become favours of mine since going to the Disney parks. It wouldn't be a Disney Pop Collection video without some Hocus Pocus, which is my favourite film of all time. I have this Stone Winifred. Yeah, you better gasp. People who are fans of the film are like, oh, I didn't know they did that. I know, it's a special one. Ooh, I'm shaking, it's so good. And then I've got Thackeray Binks, the little cat. And from the second film, which I also love, is The Witch Mother, played by Hannah Waddingham, is that how you say her name? And they do the other characters, Becca, Cassie, Gilbert and Izzy, but I didn't really like connect with the kids more. It's more about the witches for me and like the magic of it all. So I had to get The Witch Mother. And in case they do a Hocus Pocus 3, I think she will be in it. So, at least I hope she's going to be in it. So I've already got her. Next up, it's television. And first we have Gerald from The Witcher. Not much to say. It's a man with a sword. Captain Planet, with our powers combined. Earth, fire, wind, water, heart. If you were a kid of the 90s, 80s, 90s, does it say what the copyright on it is? Let's not get caught up in like logistics. It was good. Supernatural. I still haven't finished Supernatural. I'm very like slack. I was watching them as they went out over the years, every series up until like series 13. So I think I have 13, the second half of 13, 14, 15, 16, or maybe 14, 15. Anyway, Sam is my favourite, but he's very expensive to get. And maybe they'll re-release them at some point and I'll get a Sam to match my Dean. But for now, there's little Dean. One of my favourite shows of all time is currently airing, and it is called What We Do in the Shadows. And it's like a spoof documentary about vampires. This is Laszlo and Nadia, who are my favourite characters in it. And if you've ever seen me and my friend Adam say, New York City, it's because that's something that Laszlo says. And like, she says this at one point, she fancies this guy who's like the love of her life through history and stuff. And she's like, I love him, but I shouldn't, but I want to. They're like things that me and Adam say all the time. So these have a lot of significance, like in jokes and stuff. And it's a great series. You should definitely look out for it. because once you start watching it, you get really familiar with the characters and the way they are, and it's so funny. When Hamilton first became a thing, I didn't buy into the hype. I didn't get the soundtrack. I didn't obsess over it. Then I got invited many, many years later to a press thing of Hamilton in the West End, and I got to see it. Because obviously getting tickets was a nightmare then, but I got to see it, and I sat there, and I hadn't heard anything, and I fell in love with it. I didn't go home and listen to the soundtrack and become obsessed with it. It was just a moment. It was the perfect night. The crowd were really responsive. The people in the show were incredible. It was just the perfect night. It was theatre at like 10 out of 10, 5-star plus. It was incredible. Back in the day, I went through a huge Keanu Reeves phase. I'd watch all the films. I bought magazines with him on and put him on my walls. So I had to get this. I do have a John Wick as well, because I do love him in John Wick, but it was him in as Neo that made me go like, he is so cool. And because there's so many stories about how lovely he is in real life, like he's a great person by all accounts, that really like cemented it for me. So I had to get a Neo, Keanu. Just, you know, shout outs to Keanu. If you're watching, you are loved. As somebody that was born at the beginning of the 80s, this film needs no explanation. I grew up with it, I loved it, and E.T. is just a strange kind of cute, but still E.T. cute. Cosmo the dog from Guardians of the Galaxy, Goose the cat from the Marvels. Come on now. So cute. And he's doing a little face. I had to get him. Gingerbread Batman. A very unusual choice, you may think, but I am someone that loves Christmas and gingerbread, and I'm a big fan of the, I think it's 60s series of Batman, where it was Burt Ward and Adam West. There it is. Delving through the darkness of my mind. It probably looks cheap now, but it was a thing. You had to be there. The film pops keep coming, and we've got Indiana Jones, another classic from my childhood. Teenage Mutant Hero Turtles, another classic from my childhood. Can you see what this is? Like why I collect Funko Pops? They're just little markers to me that I can look at and be like remember the times, the old times, the nostalgic times. What else have I got here that's from films? It's Paddington! I grew up with Paddington. I had a teddy of him. I still got the teddy of him in my cupboard. Black hat. I love the films. Paddington 1 and 2. Definitely check them out. He is adorable. And it was about time that they did a Paddington Funko Pop because of how popular the films are. Interesting fact, I used to be really into video games. I used to buy the magazines, like the Nintendo magazines, the cheap magazines, like strategy things. And Mortal Kombat and Mortal Kombat 2 were my thing, so I had to get a Scorpion. Spider-Man, Doc Ock. Huge fan of Game of Thrones and House of the Dragon, so to match my Khaleesi, I have a Rhaenyra Targaryen, and the series comes back in June for Series 2, and I'm very excited. The trailers are brilliant. If you've seen my Pure Imagination cover from Wonka, Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, whatever you want to call it these days, you may have seen these. I have always wanted a Willy Wonka and an Oompa Loompa. And the original ones were really expensive, like secondhand. So when they released the new film and they released these, it was a gift. Similarly, Funko have just released the Wizard of Oz Pops on their Funko Europe. And I've always wanted to get the Wizard of Oz Pops, the main three characters, and Dorothy. Because I was the Tin Man in my first production as a child. I was saying this to a friend the other day, I was actually in the Nativities leading up to that Nativity plays, but I think my first role was the Tin Man. So again, it's that nostalgia and just bringing that magic back into the present. Speaking of magic, the film that took the world by storm last year, Barbie the movie. It's Ken and Barbie, specifically Western Ken and Barbie, because they were my favourites in it. And you can also get Gold Disco Barbie, President Barbie, and I think that's it. There aren't many of them. They'll probably release more over time, or if they do a second film. But these were the two I wanted, just to remember it. I walked out and I was like, What a great film. How amazing was that? Obviously, the soundtrack is great. It's done very, very well. It's won multiple awards. But the film itself is worth checking out. And these are my little reminder of the good time that I had that day. Funko do a series of pops called Retro. And you can't get more retro than this throwback. Look, it's the Play-Doh. But Play-Doh is a little person. Speaking of toys and ad icons of the day, they also do ad icons. So many a throwback coming your way now. Blockbuster, the little Blockbuster video, and I think it even says on it, does it say on it, be kind and rewind? I'm sure it did. Did it say that? Maybe it doesn't. Maybe I've imagined that. Oh no, it does. It says it on the back. See, I'm going even more insane, just casual insane. Tony the Tiger. Again, I'm glad they re-released this because the original that I've always wanted since I've collected Funko Pops is very expensive secondhand. So they're great. That was poor. That was really poor. No, I can't do it. They're great. Great. No, I can't do it. Why can't I do it? Cherry Coke. One of my little faves. I don't really drink fizzy drink that often. I'm more inclined for an apple juice or just juice, but I do love a cherry Coke when I'm in America, if it's going. And I like this because he's like holding a little cherry, like, ta-da! When I went to Disneyland with my friend Adam last year, we had a day with our other friend Kieran, who took us around loads of little hot spots, and I got to see the Hollywood Walk of Fame, the stars and stuff like that. But he also took us to the oldest McDonald's, and we saw Speedy on the sign. Speedy is the original McDonald's character before Ronald McDonald. So this was a little memento of my day. For those of you that don't know, Funko have been going for many, many years, and they have a mascot. His name is Freddie Funko, and they do pops of him. They're usually like a special edition for conventions, or they have him dressed up as like Batman and things like that. Like they do sort of collaborations with brands. This first one I'm going to show you is Floaty Freddy from summer last year. I don't know how, but somehow I have two. So if my nephew is watching this, you have just earned yourself a special edition Freddy Funko, because I don't know how I've ended up with two. I'm so careful as well, and I have lists and lists, and it must have just been like a late night whim, and I was like, oh, I haven't got that one, but I do have that one. Freddie likes a festive occasion, so he likes to celebrate birthdays of Funko, whether it's Funko Europe or Big Funko, Funko.com. You've got a second birthday there. I think that could be Funko Europe. He's got little balloons, a little cake. Then there's this one, which is, what does that one say? That's just happy birthday. So that could just be Funko. There's another one here where 25 years. So 25 years of Funko. That's how long it's been going. He's got a cake. He's sitting in a present. Like, they're just getting so detailed, the pops now. There's so much thought put into them, and I really, really appreciate it. Speaking of Funko Europe, Freddie with his little suitcase. I love Europe, to, you know, pay homage to Funko Europe. Travelling Freddie. Does that look right? Travelling, the way it's spelled. It doesn't look right to me. I thought it was double L. Maybe it's not. But anyway. Surely they've not spelt it wrong on the box. Maybe it's worth something. Little festive Freddy with his wreath. That's cute. Last up, we have two very different Freddys. We've got Skiing Freddy and Bedtime Freddy with Proto, his dog. There is a Proto Funko Pop, actually, which I'm very tempted to get. But I do have a little Proto. And look at him. He's all ready for bed. And so is Proto. Freddy's so cute. I could get Freddy Funkos and just Freddy Funkos and Mickey Mouse like Funkos, just again and again and again. We're coming towards the end of my collection update now, but if you have enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you want to see more. But it's not over yet, because we've got the incredible Steve Irwin with Suey, his little dog. There can't be many people in the world that don't know who Steve Irwin is and how wonderful him and his family are. I follow Robert on TikTok, and he's just such a nice guy. He's just grown up to be this like amazing conservationist. He's carrying on his dad's legacy, and he's even just got the gig of presenting I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here for Australia. And because I follow him, I've been getting some clips of that, and he's doing a great job. So lots of love to the Irwins. These are icons. Like, it says pop television, but I'm putting him in my like iconic people of all time. Speaking of icons of all time, it's Walt Disney with a little Mickey drawing for Disney 100. Roll out the divas. It's Cher and Dolly Parton. Iconic. Just amazing. If I could turn back time. Oh, my voice is really not there today. Like, I can't mimic anything. What's wrong with me? Can I? Oh, it is there. It's just, it's not other people-y. Time for my queen, the legendary, the one, the only, Miss Mariah Carey. Fantasy, sweet, sweet fantasy, baby. And Merry Christmas, Mariah Carey. These are a special thing. There's a lot of bands and singers that have had these done, pop albums. And consistently, Merry Christmas, Mariah Carey is probably the album that I've listened to most in my life. Being a Christmas fiend that loves Christmas and a huge Mariah Carey fan, I've seen her live 5 times. I've met her in the day. So, you know, I'm a big fan of all the divas, really. Whitney, Mariah, Celine, Toni Braxton, like all the vocalists. Being someone that sings myself, I was drawn to those people growing up. I know there is a Rainbow album, one of these, but I can't keep getting Mariah ones. Like, how many Mariah ones? Oh, I can't say that, can I? Because I've literally just done a video showing you all my Freddie Funkos and all my Mickey Mouse ones. How many Mariahs can I have? Maybe I should, because these are mountable. Maybe I should get all them, see if they do all the Mariah albums and just have them everywhere and just be done with it and just lean into it. Lean into my lamely life. And if you're a Mariah fan, you know what that means, because she calls her friends lambs. Bah! I literally can't do any noises today. Bah! Bah! I'm broken. I do have an Elizabeth II in my collection, but she was my favourite member of the royal family. And the other one is in a different outfit. I think she's in a pink outfit and she has a little corgi with her. And this is a green ensemble. I don't know if they're licensed. They must be licensed by the royal family. There's no way they could have just reproduced this, surely. This is a little shout outs to you, Lizzie Gill. And yeah. Oh, something special this way comes. Gary C. What? I've said it many times in this video. I'm a big Christmas fan. So I went to the Funko store in LA and got a Christmas one made of me. But one wasn't enough while I was there. No, no, no. I also got one that's holding a mobile phone and a little sign. The sign has fallen out of his hand and it says Funko. Look, he's like leaning forward like, let me out. I think I had a t-shirt like that on. But yeah, nothing too special about that because that's the standard Gary C, as I call it. This is the Acoustic Christmas, named after my Christmas EP on Spotify and all that. So, yeah, he's holding a little gingerbread man, because I love gingerbread. Can you see? Can you see? Little gingerbread man. Christmas tree. He's got my glasses on. He's got a little elf outfit, because a couple of years ago when I did my Christmas EP, I had an elf outfit on to promote the... to promote it. Did I? I did. I'm sure I did. It sounds like something I would do. To send us on our way. First up, the Pop Town. It is Sleeping Beauty Castle for Disneyland's 65th anniversary. Very nice. If you've seen my previous Funko Collection videos, again, I've linked it, the playlist in the description and stuff. You will see that I have the 50th anniversary Disney Castle, Cinderella Castle from Disney World. This is just stunning. Also, is it the same? Oh, it's not the same thickness. I was going to say, ooh, how am I going to get this on my new shelves? That sounds like a problem for future Gary. Is this one of the best things I've ever bought in my life? Yes. My favourite Disney film, a classic moment, and wow, what a moment. Look at the tiny, like, the details in this. Do you know what would make it like absolute 5-star plus, 10 out of 10 perfect? If Mrs. Potts was in it, because Mrs. Potts and these characters are my favourite. So it would be amazing if Mrs. Potts was in it. But She was too busy singing the song. Wow. Amazing. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you've enjoyed it. And I will be putting together at some point an update of my pin collection. So stay tuned, stay subscribed, leave a comment in the comments below to tell me which are your favourite pops out for the ones. I now have to strip all the Funkos off of there and my shelving, move all this, get the new shelving up, and put some sort of semblance of order back to my room, because I am surrounded by Funko Pops now. Look. It doesn't look as bad as it actually is, but anyway, thanks for watching. I'll see you soon. Mwah!